Alright, history buffs, let's rewind the clock to the year 1808. America's still young, the White House is barely a decade old, and the country's bracing itself for another heated election. Now, before we get into the drama of 1808, let's talk about the guy leaving office, Thomas Jefferson. Jefferson's presidency was a wild ride. He's famous for the Louisiana Purchase, which basically doubled the size of the United States overnight. Imagine waking up and your backyard just got twice as big. He also sent Lewis and Clark west to explore those new lands, so yeah, thanks for the maps, Tom. But it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. Toward the end of his second term, Jefferson hit some rough seas, literally. The British and French were at war again, and both sides started messing with American ships, grabbing sailors and blocking trade. Jefferson tried to avoid getting dragged in by passing the Embargo Act of 1807. The plan? Stop all American exports until Europe learned to play nice. The reality? American merchants were furious, the economy tanked, and people started blaming Jefferson and his party, the Democratic Republicans. Enter the Federalists. They were the opposition party, never quite over losing power after John Adams. In 1808, they saw a window to get back in the game. Their candidate, Charles Cotesworth Pinckney, a Revolutionary War vet, diplomat, and a guy who'd actually lost to Jefferson 4 years earlier. Pinckney and the Federalists hammered away at the Embargo Act, arguing that it hurt regular Americans more than it punished Europe. But Jefferson wasn't running again, thanks to the two-term tradition. The Democratic-Republican pick was James Madison Jefferson's close ally and his Secretary of State. Madison was sharp, well-read, and basically helped write the Constitution. Still, he had to face the music. The embargo was unpopular, and the country was restless. So how did it play out? Well, Madison won, but not by a landslide. He picked up 122 electoral votes while Pinckney managed 47, mostly in New England where the Federalists were strongest. It was clear the Federalists weren't dead yet, but the Democratic Republicans still held the reins. The 1808 election was more than just a contest between two men. It was a battle over how to handle America's place in a rowdy, dangerous world, and whether the government should step in to keep the peace, or risk the country's future to protect its economy. Madison inherited all of Jefferson's headaches, including that trade mess, and spoiler alert, it's only going to get messier as we inch toward the War of 1812. So, next time someone tells you early American politics were boring, just point them to 1808. Thanks for watching and keep digging for those hidden stories from history's back pages.